Welcome to day 3 of the final test here in Bahrain, the day when Sebastian Vettel got his hands on the RB10 once more. But would he be able to better Daniel Ricciardo's 66 laps of day 2? And would he be able to push the car and find out what performance it really has? The answer, a resounding no. After 2.5 hours in the garage, Vettel made his way out for his installation lap. But the RB10 came back on a low loader, not even half the lap completed. His second attempt at a lap ended even sooner. He didn't make it out of the pit lane due to a mechanical problem. And the timesheet made sorry reading at the end of the day. Likewise for Sauber, Adrian Sutil broke down on his installation lap and he wasn't seen again. Not so for Williams, another good day's running and qualifying sims for Felipe Massa, who topped the timesheets with a 1:33.258, the quickest time of testing so far. He was just ahead of Nico Rosberg, who missed almost 3 hours of running due to an engine change. He would go on to complete 103 laps. But in terms of making up lost ground, the day belonged to Caterham. 117 laps, the most completed by any Renault-powered car in a single day.
It was a great day for us today. We did everything that we had planned on the program, which is a great achievement for us. So really pleased.
How's the car feeling there?
It's good. We're improving all the time. Obviously, we have a lot of work. We've been doing a lot of work with the power unit to improve that, and also obviously with the car. So we're taking steps all the time, but it's starting to get a really good feeling. So today was good.
Okay. This is your last day of testing before Melbourne. What do you feel about going into Melbourne? You feel that we're reaching a point where you actually got a reliable car, and you feel comfortable within it? What?
Yeah, I think so. I think Caterham done a good job over the winter to have a reliable car, and I think if you look at the teams in the paddock, everyone have problems, but we have been one of the guys that have been running the most, I think, here in Bahrain. So I'm really optimistic, and I can't wait for Melbourne.
We haven't had the chance, obviously, to explore the speed of the car. Reliability surely is not good. We know that, but equally, that's what testing is for. At the moment, obviously, we have lots of different problems occurring. So, it's not the best situation to be in, but we can't change it. Everybody is extremely, motivated, fired up to change it, which doesn't happen overnight. Surely, we hope for a better day tomorrow, and then to have a decent start to the season in Melbourne, but at this stage obviously reliability is still a big question mark for us.
How long do you think it's going to take to fix the problems?
Difficult to say. I think some things will calm down just by the fact that in 2 weeks' time we'll have lots of new parts. Obviously we've had lots of problems and therefore it damaged quite a lot of parts which are not available overnight. Also we are in Bahrain, so it's not that easy to fix things. So I think from that side things will get better once we get to Australia, but it's very difficult to foresee what's going to happen. Obviously we thought we'll be in a much better place also this week compared to last week. Hasn't really been the case, but there's no point in trying to be too emotional at this stage. We have to really take it step by step and see where we are. Usually, the biggest question mark remaining is how strong you are in terms of how competitive the car is. We have no answer on that. We don't know ourselves how good the car is yet because simply we haven't done enough running. I think the little running we had was quite promising, so I think once we get going the speed should be okay. We know how serious it is, especially inside the team. We know how serious it is on our side, on Renault's side. But honestly, I'm not a big fan in splitting the two because we've been a team the last 5 years where things have been fantastic. There was difficult days, difficult times, when we had the engine blow up, for example, with 2 races to go and nearly deciding the championship, which wasn't great. There was other faults on our side, there was faults on the driver's side, so we are a team, these things happen, and I think everyone is aware of that, and for sure we want to make sure we get going as soon as possible. We did an installation lap and didn't come back. Figured out that we had a problem with the battery, we had to change it, which no matter what you have to change in these cars, takes a long time, so there was quite a lot of downtime, and then once we were ready to more or less get going again in the afternoon, we had a a mechanical failure, and which didn't allow us to go out again, because again we had to change it, and actually the boys are still on the car, changing the part for tomorrow. That's how it is. I think it's a little bit the same for everyone. If you have a problem or something is damaged, it's obviously, depending where the problem is, very difficult to get to. It takes a long time to repair and go again. That's how it is. For sure I'm here to drive. I didn't drive a lot today. I didn't drive a lot the other days, but it's no reason to. I don't know. It's a long year. We are now in the beginning of March, and we will go until the end of November. So it's still a long time. There's a lot of races, a lot of time for us to catch up. Surely it's not the way we want to start, because everybody knows how important it is to start the season the right way. But as things are now, we can't change it. So there's no reason, to paint everything black. So we know that it's a difficult time, but everyone is aware of that and motivated to get out of it and get going as soon as possible.
It's been a good day. Again, a bit of a reliability issue this morning, so I lost some running there. But then once we got going, it was really good. Lots of laps, lots of good testing. The only problem was the conditions out there today. Very windy, sandstorm. First time in Bahrain that I experienced that on the track. So that was quite crazy. That you get to the next corner and all of a sudden there's a sandstorm there, and so you have no grip, and so that was tough. But other than that, all good.
And in terms of the battle you had this afternoon, you and Felipe Massa changing places at the top of the timesheets, was it important for you to put down a quick lap this afternoon, important for the team?
Well, important. It's just testing is about getting the best practice, for Melbourne, and it's always good to practice with lower fuel because qualifying is part of an important part of the race weekend.
And in terms of where this leaves Mercedes at the moment, we know you've talked about not knowing much about where Ferrari stand. They're a bit of an unknown quantity at the moment. Where do you think you lie? Have you any idea now leaving here?
No, we're optimistic in general, but to say exactly where we are would not make sense, and I don't want to say that, and I don't want to guess also, because everybody is on different fuel levels and everything, and as we know, we just need to be careful with testing results. But I hope we can have a good start to the season, and it's possible. But reliability is still an issue for everybody, but for us too. We need to keep working on that. It's going to be tough. We had a little problem in the beginning of the day, but nearly got it all done.
And in terms of how you feel right now, getting into the car next will be in Australia for your first Grand Prix from McLaren. So how are you feeling at the end of today?
It's a special feeling, because now next time it's going to be in a race weekend. So I feel ready. I think we've done a really good preparation this winter. We've really worked hard at trying to prepare as possible, and I really feel ready. So that's very good.
Jensen was saying yesterday that he wants the car to be quicker. It's not quick enough at the moment. Did you feel any extra performance today, and is there more to come, do you think?
There's more to come. We want to make the car quicker. Same for everyone, I guess, but we definitely have more to come. We're not where we want to be, but we'll get there.
And you did top the timesheets for a while today. Will you be keeping a close eye tomorrow to see what people do?
Well, I'll keep a close eye on what we do, and try and follow what Jensen and the team is doing tomorrow. The last day of testing before Australia.
Today was another good day. A lot of laps. Completed a race simulation in the afternoon, which was pretty successful. And it's about learning progress, about signing off a lot of things, and doing the homework for Melbourne.
A lot of the teams are saying that if they manage to get to the end of the race in Melbourne, they will be in the points. With the reliability that the Force India has shown already, is it a chance for you at the start of this season to really get off on a good foot and try and get some points in the bag before everyone else starts catching up?
Well, I think there's an opportunity for everyone, pretty much. But it's good to have good reliability here. But it counts when we go to Melbourne, and hopefully we won't have any issues there. But who knows? It's written in the stars. As far as we're concerned, we just keep our head down, do our work, and prepare as good as we can.
And what sort of percentage have you been using the car at the moment? Is there much more to come from it? We've seen Sergio top timesheets for 2 days running, but when you put in a quick lap tomorrow, could we be seeing you at the top of the timesheet?
I don't know. I mean, there's some serious fast cars out there. The Williams, that time of today is pretty quick. A very decent lap time. I'm not quite sure.
We know we're catching up, and it's going good so far. Big relief today, to be honest, after having done so many laps. It's a record amount of laps for me during all the testing, and feels quite good, to be honest. So yeah, good step forward.
And what is, talking of feelings, the feeling going towards Melbourne? Obviously still a lot to learn, but ready for a race yet, if the car allows you to be doing a race distance?
Yeah, for sure. If it allows us to do a race distance, for sure we are ready then, yeah. So we have to see if we can. I think we are looking good, and once again, everything is a bit... we don't know yet what's going to happen, to be honest. We really have no idea.
This morning we did some long runs, and this afternoon again. First part of the afternoon, some long runs, and then small issues. But at the end, we could push and do some quality runs, so it's good for us.
You'll be in the car next time on the track in Melbourne. How are you feeling tonight?
Really good. I think we are ready. We did many laps in 2 days, so it's good for us. And now we have to keep learning tomorrow with Max, and we will be ready even more for Melbourne.
When you look at the teams around this paddock that are having so many problems with reliability, it's a really good opportunity for a team like Marussia, isn't it, to get some good points in Melbourne?
Yes.
Keep it on the track.
Yes, for sure. We'll have to be at the checkered flag. It won't be easy. We know that, so that's why we're trying to do our best to do many laps as possible in Bahrain.
Do you think you're far from seeing the checkered flag in Australia?
I think so, yes.
You're far, or you could be close to seeing it, could be close to finishing it?
I think we're pretty okay for the moment. We still need some running, but looks good.
So another good day for Williams. Felipe Massa topping the timesheets, but no one's really showing their full hand as yet. We'll have to wait for Melbourne for that. One more day's testing to go. Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, Jenson Button and Lewis Hamilton back in the cars for their respective teams tomorrow. Expect those times to topple, but only a little bit, as we prepare for the first Grand Prix of the 2014 season. We'll be back with live updates from the final day of testing here in Bahrain on Sky Sports News, and a full roundup on Sky Sports F1 at 9 p.m.